have you learned? Programmed to beat you. To beat you. Humans, what have you learned? I was programmed to beat you. Humans, what have you learned? Programmed to beat you. Mistakes. I was programmed to beat you. Humans, what have you learned? I was programmed to beat you. have you learned? It was programmed to beat you. Humans, what have you learned? It was programmed to beat you. to beat you.
Sundays, but here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. Hello, and welcome back to FRLT 4s. Yes, we return once again on Sunday with only just 2 races left. We come to round 9 here in Brazil. I am once again joined by my absolute great friend, the man of TJ.
Hello, everybody. It's getting into the final round of the season now. Who's going to come out victorious here in FRLT 4s? I've got my money on POR. What about you, Epic?
Maybe. I think they're the favourite, I would say, at the moment in the championship. Just to show you quickly, the constructors, as you could see, POR on top by 251 points. They've really been on the charge in the last few races. They've won 2 of the last 3 races, of course, in round 6 at Spain, and last race at Silverstone. They also took a podium in Saudi Arabia. TIR, who are second on 232 points. No TIR tonight. No lineup. They had 2 drivers, then they went down to just 1 driver. They've really lost out their chance in the constructors because of this, with only 2 races to go. And AERO, though, 210 points. Yeah, they're sitting 41 points away from the championship leaders. But they are the underdogs late in the season. You can't lie. They've really come out after a really poor and struggle, quadruple DNF in Saudi Arabia. They've come back with P2, P5, P6, and P9 in Silverstone. Consistent performance, really bring themselves back up into the title fight, I must say. They've still got it with 2 races to go. They could still win the title, realistically. So could TIR, but if TIR drop behind AERO, I would say their title fight is really done. So let's have a quick look at the track map here for tonight. It is ultimately Brazil, 4.309 kilometers, 2.677 miles, 15 turns, 2 DRS zones down the pit straight and down the second straight. Main overtaking corners are turn 1, turn 4, turn 8, turn 10, and turn 12. We are now getting into the race. We are now here for the qualifying, I must say. Qualifying, not the race. I'm jumping myself a little bit too early. Getting a bit too excited. Yeah, a little bit too excited here tonight. Ultimately, just to tell everybody of the cars for the teams, because of course it is one lobby, slightly different. So, ultimately, these are the cars. AERO, as you can see on track, they're actually in the Mercedes and Haas, as usual. LR in the Aston Martin and the Williams. SETO in McLaren and Ferrari, as of usual, pretty much. POR in Alpine and RB, also pretty close to their usual. And XPG in Sauber and Red Bull. Ultimately, our first driver is on a lap. This is CRE Gabro. He's on his way round. He is, of course, going for AERO. Let's ride on board with him. Do you want to take us away?
Take you away on this first lap of the E. So, going into turn 1 now. A nice left-hander there before now going down the hill. He's got a nice right-hander, or still going down. He's now got that cheeky little left-hander, full flat-out corner. Now, he's got a bit of a straight now. DRS enabled. Hitting quite high top speeds now. Going in to turn 5, I believe.
Turn 4.
Right. Turn 4, sorry. Yeah. No need to correct me there. Right, now. He's in sector 2 now. It looks like a solid lap so far. Not many mistakes. Hardly any at all, to be honest. Now, probably the place where he's now going into sector 3. Let's see what this sector 2 has been like. It's 50.618 course, he gets purple sector 2. Only person to get it. To be on a lap so far. Now, going into the final corners of the track. Full flat out. What time is he going to be able to set? A 1:07.1. Quite a solid lap from him.
Yeah, not too bad to start off qualifying. Exactly where you kind of want to be sitting at this point during qualifying. You know, especially for first runs. Let me just fix that. I think a few more drivers crossing the line. Johnny crosses the line for SET. He's quite a bit off. I have to say a second and a half off at the moment. Very big difference going on there. I'm not sure why there's such a massive difference going on. We've now got LR coming up to the line. We've got Kluben up to the, Lupin. He comes up to the line. He goes P2. Still finding himself a second behind the AERO driver. Harv, he goes P2. He finds quite a bit more time, but still not there. Still, you know, sitting about half, you know, just near on 6/10 behind. Pretty far behind right now, you must say. You know, it is quite a big gap.
Just to mention, Lupin is the only driver that's actually done a lap on the medium compound of tyres.
That's interesting. That is definitely interesting. There, Tartar Sauce, by the way, getting a little bit closer, just edging a little bit closer to that boundary at the moment of, you know, of where he is. Geekin, though, we talk about getting closer and closer. This man's right on the back of him all of a sudden. 700s, 73,000 specifically.
Go into the final corner. This is going to get closer. Then Geekin to Gabro. No, he won't. It's 1:08.2. Put in P6 there.
Not the best of laps to see. We've got Bill Kowski coming up to the line. Of course, we know him from a few of the other tiers we've had. Of course, we saw him, I believe, in Tier 1 it was earlier this week. And in a race or two before, as he comes up to the line, he's going to go P5, just getting into a 1 minute 7.8. But a bit of a split, definitely, between the top and further back, as Bushy Bush goes P5 now for POR. Not been the strongest of qualifyings for them at the moment. You know, only P5, only driver in their team to set a lap so far, so it's been a little bit of a struggle. Who's up to the line next?
Then I believe is the next person to cross the line here in Brazil. Going in like to turn 12 now. He's now just got full flat out, I believe, before crossing that finish line. DRS detection zone there, that is going to be useful to know for the race. Now, DRS enabled. What time is he going to be able to set? Here he goes into the pits. He must not have been happy with the time that he set there.
Definitely, I do agree with you. Of course, it isn't the best of times to set. He wasn't particularly setting anything alight. I must say, you know, everything was very stable with him. Nothing particularly going amazing on his lap. I'm not putting him down at all. I'm just saying it wasn't based off his first sector and second. He was already, by the way, a 10th and a half down in the first sector from Gabro, actually. So he was already quite a bit behind. As we see, Gigi coming up to the line. He crossed the line, P7, just slotting behind Bielkowski. Is there anybody else on a fast lap? Alex, yes. Let's watch this man as he makes his way around. It's going to be interesting to see how he's going to do. He's coming round. Let's see what he can do as he crosses the end of the middle sector. 17.0, pretty decent for a first sector. Not too bad. That's actually going to set him, by the way, P6 at the moment. P5 possibly. So he's actually put in a decent first sector. Let's see how Alex can do. He's been in this championship a few times before. Especially this season. We've seen him, I think, twice or 3 times this season so far. POR, of course, hunting their constructors title. They want to pull away from AERO. But AERO at the moment, P2 though, you know, they're up there. They're definitely up there, you know, with Geekin. They got Bushy Bush though. POR with Bushy Bush and P5. They're not going to be losing big points for the moment.
Yeah. That's the main card we are currently looking at tonight. Aero and POR. Just to remind you, POR are in the Alpine and the V-Carbs, and Aero in the Mercedes and the Haas. I reckon, though...
Alex only goes P9.
Oh, nice from Alex Whittle there for POR.
Bit of a struggle.
Aero always seem... POR and Aero, they both have good quality pace, as we have seen in previous races.
Fair enough. I do agree with you there.
Okay. Uh, okay, perfect.
Okay, so sorry about that. Just having to talk about your mic once
Sorry
again.
about that, guys.
It's fine. We'll survive. Ultimately, we got a few drivers out. Len and Obuth. Obuth, though, the man who took the victory last time out in China. Quite interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was quite a fun race to watch last week as well. Quite a few incidents as well.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting to see how they came away from China with such a strong hold on it. Close between XPG. I think XPG know they're going to finish. The best they can finish is in front of HDL, by the way. That's currently the best of where XPG can finish is, I believe, that would be fourth in the constructors. So, sadly, XPG just outside of a chance to finish in third. They might just, I'm not 100% sure, I have to double check that, of course. I'm going to watch Obuth on his lap, see how he's going to do. Let's ride on board with him as he heads down towards turn 1 he goes. Into turn 1 he goes. He throws the car through. Pretty calm from the RB, I must say. Doesn't look too bad. Looks very stable tonight. Geekin goes fastest of all. A very strong lap time. Only 300ths faster than Gabro. So clearly the lap time isn't that big of a difference between first and second round. We usually see, about a tenth? Maybe a tenth and a half? We're only seeing very minor improvements. Obuth going a little bit wide up the hill. Now into the next corner he goes. Pretty decent. It's been a decent lap from Obuth, but it's nothing special, is it?
No, Obuth is a solid driver. He's not always the fastest in the qualifying, but I can sure tell you, in them races, he flies. He's so rapid in the race.
Yeah, I do agree with you.
He's got a big head on him, not like in a mean way, but I mean mentally.
Very much. He's a very experienced driver as well. He's got quite a lot of experience in team league racing, and I think that's something that does sit on his side, is that he's got a lot of experience. It's been a bit of a poor lap from him. We saw that mistake in turn 12, but luckily, even though it was a mistake that probably lost him about 0.3 of a second, he's still P8 with that, and that is with 2-3 major mistakes across the lap.
Yeah, I mean the qualifying is still quite tight. Not as tight as I expected it in the final round of the season. But still does not mean the race is not going to be exciting. Brazil, quite a nice track to race on. Can also be wet, which only the drivers will know if it is going to be wet here.
For now, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I just saw Tartar Sauce. He just went P3. Bushy Bush just invalidated his lap.
Just to say, Tartar Sauce is... Never mind. It just popped to be. It was 2/10 improving on his time.
Johnny into the pits, by the way. He's done with his lap. He's not happy with what he got in the end. Lupin coming up to the line, though. Let's see how he's going to do as he crosses the line. He finds a lot of time. 8.5 tenths. He goes P3. LR have been chasing XPG the last sort of 2 races, haven't they? They've really been chasing them in the championship for 5th. And, of course, they're chasing down HDL, who, once again, don't appear for the third or fourth race in a row?
Sorry, let me check this. Second race in a row. Second race. 3rd race. This is the
3rd. Which is pretty interesting. Could you invite Flame, please? Because he's wondering whether...
I don't have him added.
Oh, no. Let me quickly invite the man. Let me invite him. Because I can't leave him out, sadly.
Why not? No, I'm joking, Flame. Love you loads.
Yeah, didn't seem like that for a minute there.
I'm gonna take you on board. Well, you can't see my screen, but I'm gonna watch Alex Ritchell here. He's 2/10 up on his time. Going into turn 6 and 7 now.
That's all in first sector as well.
That's
a lot.
First sector. That is good enough to put him up to P10. Only 1 place he improves from the time that he gained. But now going into turn 10. He's now got the nice left-hander before. Now going into sector 3. He's just ended the mid 4/10 up, improving. According to my screen, he has just got the fastest sector.
Yeah, but we know that's probably not true. Let's be honest.
We know that's probably not true. But now, crossing the line, where's that lap going to put him? It's good enough to put him P6 just behind his teammate Bushy Bush.
Strong lap there. Very strong lap.
Strong lap, yeah.
Exactly what he needed. Gabro, by the way, was pushing. He's not improved.
He's not improving.
He only did a 0.5, so obviously there's some people who aren't having the best of days. We've got Harv, who's just starting his lap. Into turn 1 he goes. He needs a bit of improvement. Whenever Harv has been around, you can't lie, SET have had a good weekend. Whenever he's been around.
Yes, I agree with that. I've not been here for long, but yeah. So I'll take you on board with this one. Now just gone through turn 5 there. I didn't see if he was improving his sector 1. Did you, Epic?
No, I didn't see that.
I didn't see that either. Right, going through turn 8 now, turn 9. He's got a little bit of a breathing time until going into turn 10. A nice right-hander. Then he goes downhill, turn 11. Now crossing sector 2, sorry. He's improving 2/10 there. That's good enough to put him P5, just in front of Bushy Bush. Going into the final corners now. DRS has been enabled. Where's that lap gonna put him? It's good enough to put him P6. He must have
Exactly the same lap time as Bushy Bush. Look at that. Exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
It's getting rather close here, isn't it? It's starting to get close. But I must say, the front two of Geekin and Gabro, both on their own very much, aren't they? They're very much in a bit of a league of their own at the moment. Nobody kind of even getting within a 10th.
Just under 2/10 between the two there. Right. So on a lap now, I believe is Nout for the McLarens. Share Esports team. The man that we were just talking about, Harvey's teammate. Going now through turn 7, and now he's got a turn 8. All the corners are quite close together here, aren't they? Epic.
They are. I think, especially in the middle sector, they come at you quick. Now, ultimately, not happy with his lap. He's going to pull off on it. Interesting, though. I must say, it's been rather an interesting one to see how the drivers are going to perform. This has always been the question, hasn't it? It's always been the question of what kind of setup do you want to go for? Do you want it to be entirely just strong on the corners, or do you want it to be something else? And at the moment, I must say, there's some drivers who are clearly showing that they're faster down the straights. For instance, one driver who has shown he's quicker down the straights is Tartar Sauce, and of course Alex, who have both shown they're actually faster down the for instance the pit straight, where they seem to be gaining quite a lot of time compared to drivers like Oboof, who have clearly gone for more of a corner setup because his first sector isn't that fast.
No, I mean Oboof is improving just under a 10th.
Yeah, about 800s I think that was, or 300s or something.
700.
Yeah, 700 still. It's such a small amount of time. It's not going to gain him a place. He needs to find a lot of time in this middle sector. This is the worst weekend for POR to have a weak weekend. It's the worst one. You know, it is. It really is the worst weekend for them to go, this is where, you know, we're going to have a bit of an off week. And of course, they don't choose to have an off week. Don't get me wrong. No team chooses to have an off week. Yeah, he's only up by 2/10 at the moment, so he will find himself to go P10. But he needs to find another 10th in this final sector. Of course, he did make that big mistake out of turn 12, so that could be the time that maybe he makes an improvement. Let's see, as he comes up to the line. He goes P3! He found a lot of time! He must have lost a lot of time through turn 12, a lot more. I thought he maybe lost 2/10 through turn 12, maybe 3/10, but he lost half a second, so he's definitely up there. And maybe, just maybe, and I'm going to say this, and you might call me ballsy for saying this, but maybe have POR wrapped up the title with that. By the way, Lupin's already invalidated. He's already invalidated very early. Yeah, that's very early on his lap. We're going to watch Johnny. He's up by 44 thousandths. This is what I mean. Drivers like Johnny are definitely going for straight line speed setups because they're doing 16.8s. Compared to, we even saw with Oboof, he did a 16.9. So, you know, these guys, they're not, you know, they're a bit different, aren't they? There's definitely a setup difference going on here.
Yeah, I mean, in Brazil, there's many different setups you can go for.
That's the one interesting thing is you see the drivers, they have varying setups across the races and qualifying. Johnny making his way around. Let's see what he does in the middle sector. He's actually 900th down, so I think his qualifying is over. Bourbon Boy's done, NM Earth is done, and Harv are all done, along with J7BP, who had a qualifying ban.
So, Johnny, where's he going to come out?
Yeah, let's see what's he gonna do. Booth is done. He's retired.
Not a good lap by the looks of things.
P12. He's slightly slower, not an improvement. We got Saliba, P10.
Yep, Len about to set his first lap off the session. He's not even set a lap. He's just pit after every lap. But now, this time, is this going to be the lap where he does something? No, it isn't. He's going to go P12 there. Not fast
Geekin
enough.
doesn't improve. Nobody's improving.
Geekin.
Everybody's struggling. Yeah, everybody's struggling. Everybody isn't improving. Nobody's improved. Nobody's improved on their laps. Only Saliba. Only I believe Saliba did.
Yeah, that is qualifying over.
Could you invite Clips, please?
Clips?
Beetle is asking.
Oh, I've been spammed 14 times.
Yeah, you have. You're being spammed.
14 ats in the LR server. What the hell?
Holy. Interesting, but let's go through the qualifying order. Geekin is on pole, followed by Gabro, Bushy Bush, Obooth, Lupin, Tartar Sauce, Harv, Alex, Bielkowski, Saliba, GG, Len, Johnny Carr, followed by then Nout, Bob and Boy, NMF, and J7BP. I'm speaking incredibly quickly because we didn't have a lot of time to go through it.
Yeah, don't mind. I've just got away with Clips. I don't know why that is, but. What? Clips is joined. I don't know how, so they didn't need me after all. So, qualifying over Epic, what was your thoughts?
It was interesting, final run, of course. Final run was... can you tell Beetle no? Just tell him no.
Let me tell him no.
I got no setup. Sadly, that's not my problem. I'm afraid to say. Ultimately, I must say... Geekin on pole, interesting one. AER Road taking some dominance out over POR. But POR have had a better average, haven't they, from this qualifying?
Yeah, I mean, POR, they've not gone on that top spot where they wanted to. Of course, everybody wants to be there.
But they've still gotten close.
But Aero, that's the thing. POR, I think, have got the overall better average than Aero on positions for the qualifying. So, the strategies. It looks a bit overcast here in Brazil.
Yeah, they are. It's a bit overcast. I'm seeing some people being like, yo, should we have a restart?
Should we have a restart, guys?
Yeah. No. No. Not today. Not today.
Clips could not join. He is spectating. Cook.
We should be getting going in about the next minute.
Flame can't race either. Oh, great.
Why can't Flame race?
Because it's not letting them take control of their cars.
Should have joined. Should have joined.
Yeah.
Should have joined during qualifying. Generally. For the first...
What he's copied Flame's name.
We should be getting going now.
Yeah. But
They should have joined. They should have joined before... TJ.
Yeah.
What is Beetle on? Can you please just say? Can you tell me what Beetle is on? I invited them. I asked them, please add me or you. Holy.
Wait, now I'm getting the blame because I didn't
Yeah, and I'm getting the blame for me just...
being you.
Yeah, I invited them. I invited them. I wasn't, like, unfair. I wasn't unfair. Clip wasn't home. Then he wasn't home. That's it.
And that's not our fault.
Yeah. I don't know what these guys are complaining about. I do apologize, guys. If you don't know what... I know we're talking about something. This is the chat that's going on. This is the chat that's going on in that server. Just to make it clear to you guys. We're not, like, complaining at you. Or, like, bad-mouthing anybody. We're just saying what's going on in the chat.
Not your chat.
Yeah. Well, no, not you guys. You guys are okay. We love you all. Maybe we love you. Maybe we hate you.
Maybe.
People should be readying up now. How are people struggling to ready up?
People have forgotten when the button is.
Okay, we're readying up now. I can hear the little beeping in the background. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, these guys are going mental. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fire lights. And away we go here in Brazil for FRLT 4s. And it's a great getaway from Geekin. Not as strong as he hoped because Gabro is down the inside. But into turn 1, Geekin leads away from the grid. And it is a strong start from him. Bourbon Boy really getting caught out. He's dropping down the order down to 17th. Now also down to 16th. J7BP gaining positions. Now heading down this second straight. Heading towards turn 4. Geekin continues to lead. But some racing further back. Bushy Bush unable to make the move, but he is up to P3 already. Onto the podium goes the POR driver. Oboof also, by the way, making his way up to P5 already. So maybe POR might have just wrapped up this title already here in Brazil with one race to go. Much like...
There's contact further back. The Stake and the McLaren have a massive incident there with the McLaren DNF. I believe that was going through turn 6 and 7. One of them just went
7 and 8 actually.
I think,
7 and 8.
Yeah, 7 and 8. They hit too much curb, I believe, and then they just went straight into each other, and they went into the wall. What a start to the race that was there. Geekin got a lovely start. I have to mention that.
Yeah, I must say, it is a strong start from Geekin. He's gotten away sort of 8 tenths in the lead at the moment. I think, of course, we saw Gabro and Bushy Bush getting in some racing. I have to say, a few drivers getting away very well. Others not getting away so well, of course. Some have gotten a really bad getaway.
2 drivers have came into the pits.
Okay, Bielkowski as well. He must have been caught up in that a bit. It is still a virtual safety car. It's still a virtual safety car, by the way. So they're still going round unless we have the virtual safety car glitch, and then I'm going to be pretty frustrated. Are they going? When are they going?
Yes.
I thought they would have... I thought they were meant to be going by now.
They're still tidying up the car from the side of the track.
What is going on?
There we go. DRS has been...
Yeah, we're going again. It took us almost a lap. That's like the longest virtual safety car I think we've ever had. I must say, that was really long. It got me worried, because there is a glitch, by the way, everybody, if you do not know. That is a virtual safety car glitch. And it just stays on, and then you have to have a lobby restart, which would be really frustrating. Geekin, though, still 7.5 tenths in the lead, near on a second. One driver who's, if we actually have a look quick, we can have a look in him right now. Position change, it's been actually a really good start for NM Earth. Up 6 places, by the way, into the top 10. Same for Loop, and Old Booth is down 1, actually. I got that a bit wrong. Tyre-wise, everybody's on mediums except the back 2 and Len and Earth, who are both on softs. And nobody can complain that this is... nobody can particularly complain that this is... oh my god. Holy, Len. I've just seen Len on Alex. They're going side by side. Not sure what happened there. It just looked like Alex went really wide. It looks like his car just went straight. Who knows? Who knows at all? Now, This racing continues. Through the next corner they go. Alex holding on to P8. I think he knows this is Constructors' Championship kind of position that he needs to hold. He needs to do this for the team now. They're P3, P5, P8, and P12. They need these points. They need to bring home. They're on for 25 points. That'll be 29 at the moment. They're on for 29 points. And that will, by the way, allow them to have enough points to get ahead of TIRs. Now, Gabro, by the way, takes the lead of the race through turn 1. And that is what he needs. And AERO up into the lead. And their title hopes on the charge, by the way. It's a 1-2 for AERO. They're on for 44 points at the moment just from their top 2 drivers.
Yeah, Aero having a very good result. Bourbon Boy retires from the race there. I believe he was on track when retiring.
Yeah, I'm not sure
why that is.
Yeah, I'm confused. I'm confused why he's retired.
Same.
But they're going to continue driving. There's no safety car because he's far off of track. And if there is, I'll be very shocked. Disappointing to have 2 retirements already, I must say. Rather disappointing.
One was a DNF.
Yeah, one was a genuine DNF. That one was, I think, that would have been choice to DNF. Might have been damage, I think, through turn 1, maybe. As we saw some contact through turn 1, we did see. But Gabro now leads.
Side there from Alex Richel going through turn 12.
Alex struggling to keep up with the pack at the moment as Geekin returns to the lead. I think AERO are playing the team game at the moment because, of course, they're fighting for a 1-2. They're currently on for 45 points in this race, which will overtake them past TIR and up into second in the Constructors, which is the highest they are in any championship of their Tier 1 and 4s at the moment. Tier 1, I believe they're 8th or 7th in Tier 1 at the moment, so they're having a bit of a struggle in Tier 1 this season. They were 4th last season in the Constructors, so they're having a struggle this season in Season 2. But their 4s campaign going, I think, much better than their Tier 1 campaign, I must say. Now making their way round.
Aero will be hoping that Bialkowski and NM gain a few more positions.
Thing is, at the moment, it is going to be an AERO, POR battle because J7BP's on the back of Earth right now. He's on the back of Earth. And so if he gets in front, that's 1 more point for, of course, POR and 1 less point for, AERO. And at the moment, when you look at it, POR at the moment could be walking away with more points at the end of the day because of how, it is literally at the moment, it's 1 POR versus 2 AERO drivers. Even though it is like that, we know Bushy Bush can, on his day, be incredibly fast. Same as Obuth, but Obuth, he's struggling to keep up with this group.
Yeah, today doesn't look like it's Obuth's day, but you never know. This Kurt, Lennon NM on the soft compounded tyres. They could have been hoping for a safety car at the start.
But of course, they did get a virtual, but that isn't enough. Softs only last about 10 laps around this track, 8 to 10 laps. And they're already struggling. You can see they're already falling quite far behind. Alex already a second behind. Obuth, by the way, caught back up within a second of Lupin. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's the guy who couldn't get in.
Yeah, because he joined too late. When you join at 8 o'clock, it's a little too late to get going, I must say.
Lesson from this, guys. Don't turn up late to a session.
Same for Flame.
Same with Flame if you're watching.
Yeah. No hate, just turn up on time. Oh, we're getting some racing now from the front too. And look at this. Look at Bushy Bush. He wants to get both. He's going for both into turn 4. He's unable to get Geekin. But that mistake from Gabro has allowed him to get up to P2 and to split the AERO drivers now. And this also allows LR to also get in the battle more. And it allows his teammate Obuth to get even closer.
Yeah, that mistake from Gabro allows everything to get closer up with each other. There's no more team games now, as the team that Aero are in the battle with have just split the 1-2 up from them.
Yeah, and of course, remember, that's 3 less points walking their way now. That is 3 less points. That's a big, that's a big 3 points, especially because that's 3 points away from AERO, and it's 3 points to POR. You know, it is. If it was another team, if it was LR that went P2, they might go, okay, that's 3 less points, but you know, POR haven't gained from it. But now Gabro's under attack from Lupin as well. But I must say, this is the thing. When you're battling your opposition, when you're battling your rival, you lose a place to them, you're losing points to them, and you're giving them points at the same time.
That's the thing what's going to be also going through these drivers' heads. They know very well that the drivers that they are battling are the drivers that could be possibly taking away their championship. And that's also going to be playing some effects in this. They could be going more careful because they don't want a DNF as it is the final round in the race. And a DNF would not help.
Yeah, you know, when it's a penultimate race, you know, when you've only got this race and one more left, having a DNF is not your way to go. But, of course, we haven't seen that from SET and XPG here tonight, have we? You know, they've both got one retirement apiece. Realistically, when you look at this, yes, AERO back up into 1-2. But do you think that that little sign of weakness could be POR's chance? Because now the top 6 are now all in this battle now because Obulf has been able to catch up to this. Does this give him a chance? Does this give, you know, POR a chance to at least get P3 and P4 and walk away with still a big chunk of points?
Yeah, that's the thing what's going to make a big difference here. POR are in P3, P5 and P7, I believe. And also P10. Oh, is that, yeah?
P3, P5, P7, yeah, and P10. And that's actually knocked out NM Earth, by the way. He's got knocked out by that. So
that is more consistent than
AERO. Another point gone.
So they're going to be, they're going to be taking way more points home than Aero.
15, 25, 31. They're taking 32 points. And at the moment, AERO are walking away with, what, 44? At the moment. They'd walk away with 44 points. You know, that's a struggle, isn't it? You know, 35, 44, you're only closing in the gap by 9 points. And with one race to go, that's still title, I think, in POR's hands. Unless, of course, AERO can take a P1, P2, P3, P4, you know, unless they can lock out the top 4 like they did in the first race of the season. Which they are, by the way, still the only team to lock out the top 4 at any point during the season. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting. Alex gets a 30-second time penalty. That's going to help Aero in a way.
To some degree, but still their drivers won't be gaining points realistically. The big points coming from POR are still sitting there. You know, if Bushy Bush and there's been an incident. That is actually Alex who's gone round. That's a mistake. He's lost part of his front wing. That's a big mistake. Yeah. And that looks like he's going to drop outside of the top 10 and make the playing field a little bit more level now and reduce points for POR. They're actually losing, by the way. They've just lost 4 points in all of this. 4 or 5 points now. They've just lost that many, you know.
And with that 30-second time penalty, that is also not going to help Alex in all.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is the time when you don't want to be having penalties or moments. And why after China, where POR took the victory, why are they struggling here? Why is it that there's only 2 drivers really battling for this as Gabro now takes the lead? Why is it that only half of POR are actually doing well? You know, that's the surprising thing, especially after last race where overall POR were incredibly strong. But here comes Bushy Bush. He wants to get past Geekin. Geekin's the main man he needs to get past. And he is going to do that. He does leave space there. He did leave space. He did leave space off of the exit. But now, look at this. Geekin getting attacked by Lupin at the same time. He has to let Lupin in front. Geekin's just lost 2 places. And we haven't seen... Oh, Geekin... Oh! Geekin's gone off!
There's contact there.
What is going on?
There?
He's got damage. There? He's got damage.
Yeah, he's got damage.
Do you think he hit a wall or something? Do you think he made a mistake? Because he's got damage, and I don't know where he got that damage from. Because it was not hitting that wall off the exit, because he didn't go near it.
Geekin is going to be fuming from that.
Yeah, because now, by the way, that now puts POR... That puts POR back in the points advantage.
And now J7, also another POR driver.
Look at this. Before he even gets to the pits, he's going to be outside of the top 9.
Yeah.
10-second time penalty.
And he's retiring. I reckon he's going to retire.
Unless he keeps going, but that would be interesting. Unless he serves that, of course.
Gabro's left the session. Gabro's left the session. Oh, that is not going to be good for Gabro.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Let's see. Will Geekin try and get his teammate back in? That's the whole thing. Is he going to try and get his teammate back in? This is all falling apart for them now. It looks like he's still racing though. Down the inside goes Bushy Bush. He takes the lead. There's no ghosting, by the way. Ghosting is off. That's something that I wanted to keep like that.
Now C10 Lupin also gets passed.
And now he's going to start. And there goes Oboof as well at the same time. And AERO's chances are gone. Their championship chances are gone. Look at this. 40 points are walking POR's way to surpass the 300-point barrier, which they're going to hit today. This is all falling apart for AERO. This was their last title chance.
But C10 Lupin gets past Pushy Bush and goes into the lead of the race. Can I just mention a fun fact about POR? They always have only 2 drivers that do well. Look at this. Qatar, P2, P3, DNF, DNF. Danforth, P1, P2, P12, DNF.
Have I got that?
P1,
Have I got the
P5,
man that was in the
DNF.
Haas? Have I got him? Did he add me?
I feel like he got invited by Geekin.
Oh no. He's going to have to get invited by Geekin again. It's all falling apart for AERO here tonight. He's still P5, but, you know, even as an AI, he's still P5. But he's going to get overtaken by J7BP very soon and Harv, and then Len. Saliba's done. Another XPG driver bites the dust, sadly.
That's going to help LR quite a bit to
Yeah,
drive.
it is. At the moment, LR, by the way, is going to close up within striking distance of XPG for the next race. So XPG have to... At the moment, XPG would have to have one of their biggest performances this season for them not to lose their 5th place in the championship. Because remember, they could be... At the moment, they're on their way for 4th because Tartar Sauce has just come into the pits. He's on his way for 4th. But look at this! POR take a 1-2. And as it stands, just to confirm, as it stands, POR could win the title here and now. They could. They could. I'm just getting my page up because they're currently... By the way, they're currently they're 19 points in the lead of TIR. 19 points. Now, the maximum you can score... Sorry, let me think for a minute because my brain's just died. If you want to keep talking, please do. If you want to commentate on some stuff.
Yeah, I will do. I will. I'll let you do. NMF gets another 3-second time penalty. He's just ahead of Geekin. But the Geekin's still got that 10 seconds. Harvey gets past Len. As you can see, you probably can't see what I'm seeing right now.
71. 71 points. 70 or 71 points, depending on fastest laps. That's all that a team can gain.
They're on the main straight on the DRS.
But that means if they have 19 points and they score, because they're P1, P3, and P4, by the way, right now. If they take 40, if they take 52 points, they essentially have beaten TIR and might have just beaten AERO at the same time.
Yeah.
They could be champions.
About this championship.
What?
Some of the tiers have really high points.
Yeah, but that shows the close grid split.
Yeah.
It shows how close the grid is that, you know, yeah, this week we're seeing at the moment POR, look at them. P1, P3, P4, great. But look at AERO, they were up there. They had Unlucky for Geekin, and they had Gabro. Yeah, so it's like, you know, they had that split, they were up there in the top 2. You know, this was actually a 5-way fight earlier on. You know, this was 3 teams in for a fight for the win, and it's still 2 teams now and 3 drivers. Wow. As Oboof now comes into the pits.
Oh no! That is unfortunate for Oboof.
What is going on? Why can't these people slow down into the pits? Especially with Oboof. Why was he speeding so much? Because he's going to come out in front of Tartar Sauce. Why was he speeding so much? That doesn't make much sense, does it?
No, if I was in that situation, I would just go slow, just to be sure, especially after what happened to Geekin. That would have scared me a little bit.
He's going to come out behind Tartar Sauce, by the way. He's going to come out in P8. But that's fine anyway, because he's right behind him on fresher tyres. That's just a really odd thing to happen, isn't it? That is just really weird that we've seen, what, 2-3 drivers get that now?
Yeah.
Let's have a look, because we got the penalties. Yeah, 2 drivers have that now.
Yeah.
It's big mistakes from experienced drivers, isn't it? Oboof and Geekin.
That's what I was about to say. It's very uncommon from Oboof to do something like that.
But still, either way, if they can get the gap as we're seeing the gaps have opened in this race, we could still be seeing a POR championship victory here tonight.
Yeah, and now the 2 other drivers, P1, P2, come into the pits.
Oh, they both made the same mistake!
Oh my god! What is going on? Could it be a glitch?
By the way, Gabro's back.
Gabro's indeed back.
Yeah, he is back now. We didn't see his joining message, but he is back. And that means he has now the lead without penalties. With penalties added on, he leads this race.
I can't believe that.
What is going on? Why can't anybody seem to slow down into the pits? I know it's a fast pit lane entry, but it's not difficult, is it? It's not a very difficult thing. I know you're rushing and the time is against you, but it's not that difficult to do it.
Just brake.
Yeah, just brake. It isn't the most difficult thing, is it? It's not, you would never say it's a difficult thing to do.
It's a one-job thing.
It's a these are rookie mistakes coming from some of the most experienced drivers. Is that how much, is that how high the heat is at the moment for this race?
How hard they are battling to...
Yeah, is this how heavy, this, and how important this race is that the nerves are getting to them? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. We'll have to figure out as the race goes on. That's just really weird, isn't it? That's just something odd.
Yeah.
J7BP, same thing there. What is going on?
What is going on?
Half the grid have penalties.
I need to watch Gabro here. If he gets a 10 second, that is me. I'm leaving. I'm just leaving this pool. Because what is happening here? I don't know.
Are they just rushing it?
I'm gonna end up traumatized after this. After seeing how many people, I'm gonna start taking pit lanes slow for the rest of my life.
How are they doing this so many times? Because it's now what, 4, 5 drivers that have done this?
5, 5.
How have 5 drivers done this? And it's not like these are some of the drivers that we see sometimes that come in for one race. These are drivers who have raced multiple times, and some of the most experienced, like we said, Oboof, Bushy Bush, Geekin, especially Geekin. That was surprising.
And it's some of the biggest comps.
Here comes Gabro. Let's see what he's going to do into the pits.
He goes fine. He goes very
Yeah, he goes slowly. He goes 77 kilometers into the pit lane. So on the edge, but Tartar Sauce, by the way, might win this race.
He's gone from not even us talking about him to going up to winning this race.
Yeah, he might have just won because of the penalties. He might have just won this race.
What is going on here?
But here comes Bushy Bush. He's going to take that place quickly. But he's now got to try and get a 10-second lead, hasn't he? Well, he doesn't over Lupin, Oboof, and Geekin, by the way. He doesn't have to get a 10-second lead there. He just has to get a 10-second lead. That's the only driver. And Gabro. Those are the only drivers he has to get a massive lead to now. And at the moment, he does lead by about 1.6 seconds over Lupin. And going down the order, he might have just gapped Gabro by just about enough. Maybe. But he's got to wait as the race goes on. Because he's not doing that to Tartar Sauce right now. Because he's still just 3/10 behind.
Yeah, the thing what these drivers on the 10 seconds will be hoping for is a safety car. So they can try and get a bit of that penalty removed.
Definitely. That's their only hope, right, Dad? That's really their only hope, because this could be unpredictable by the end of the race. Because we're on to lap 20. I can't even believe we're on to lap 20. As now, Tartar Sauce look down the inside, though, of Bushy Bush, making contact with the Red Bull. But like I said, I can't believe we're on lap 20 of 36. It doesn't feel like it is.
No, I feel like I've only been here for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, very much. Now, into turn 4 they go, side by side. It will be Bushy Bush who takes the lead once again. Looking at this, though, looking at the stops, everybody's done a stop, but Tartar Sauce are on 6-lap-old tyres versus 3-lap-olds for Bushy Bush and many others. So, NM Earth, by the way, he's on 12-lap-old hards already. So, a lot of drivers might have to call it quits already because they're on such older tyres. For instance, I don't think NM Earth is going to get within 10 seconds of the race leader because he's dropping back by about a second a lap from Geekin.
Yeah, I mean, now, here's the thing. The championship has took a huge turn after them pit stops.
Yeah,
But
it
also
has.
then Lupin and everybody else getting 10 seconds is also going to
But
help.
Bushy Bush and Obooth and Geekin and Lupin are all in the same boat. So they're still on for a fight, which is exciting.
Gabro gets past NMF.
Yeah, NM Earth is just going down the order. I think he knows the position he's in at the moment. At the moment, by the way, between J7BP and Obooth, there's near on 7 seconds.
Bialkowski has a 3-second time penalty.
That rules him out completely. I think we know he's already ruled out. But it's J7BP that I'm looking at, and I'm seeing that like 6.8 second gap nearing on 7 seconds. It's kind of going up and down throughout the lap, but it's mostly going down. Maybe J7BP, do you think he maybe needs to take one for the team here and slow them down?
Or just swerve into them and crash everybody out. But that is not the most recommendable thing.
Oh, yellow flag. Oh, Bushy Bush! He's round! He's beached. He's almost beached entirely. He's round. Could that be his race over? He's still P5, but Gabro's caught up, Leonard's caught up, and Harv has caught up as well. Some overtakes happening out in the lead. It's now down to just a 4-way fight for the win instead of a 5-way fight. What a mistake from Bushy Bush. Some overtakes going on further back as well. You can see J7BP trying to fight for this P6 as hard as he can. He's trying to slow them down. Look at him. He's really slowing them down, isn't he? He's really trying to get them further behind. He's got DRS into the next corner, into turn 4. Look at him. He's really doing a Sergio Perez. Oh, he gets knocked off the track quite heavily there.
Yeah, I mean, he's just doing what the team has asked him to do, slow everybody down, which is very smart. But now, Tartar Sauce, all he needs to do is stay within 10 seconds off the top 2, and he's won here in Brazil.
An XPG victory that, they very much seen should have come last race in China, which ultimately it didn't because it was POR who took the victory. It's actually the man that's behind Tartar Sauce, by the way, Obooth, who was the man who took the victory. But it looks like maybe their title, their winning hopes are maybe falling away from them very slightly because Tartar Sauce is now down to P4 and he's starting to struggle.
He's in a lot of places, isn't he?
Oh, a mistake from Lupin, though. Drops him down. And actually, in the end, Tartar Sauce stays in the same place.
This is crazy. This is some good racing here in Brazil. I've not seen many good races here, but this is one of the good races I've seen in Brazil.
Very much. I'm looking at this Tartar Sauce, by the way. He's about 8 tenths behind the race leader, which of course isn't enough. So I think Tartar Sauce might win any sort of way unless he spins or he gets multiple penalties.
Unless he just
at the moment, by the way, Bushy Bush is about 6.7 seconds behind P4. So, and Gabro is just over 7 seconds, which means, and that gap is actually increasing quite a bit. So do you think maybe, just maybe, have they just might have wrapped up the title by Bushy Bush pushing back Gabro?
I don't know. I don't know.
We'll have to see, of course, when the standings are done, which should be Tuesday, especially with these final few races. Especially with the final few races, the standings will get done.
On the official FRLT Twitter, if somebody wins anyway.
Yeah, you will see it. Make sure to go and follow us on there to get all of the updates We get more updates on there, don't we, than we do on the channel here, to be honest.
Yeah.
And the update's a bit faster as well, because it happens midweek and any time of the week. Bushy Bush down to P7, Gabro and Len both pushing their way past. LR, maybe on a push tonight, maybe they're on a push tonight.
Maybe.
But Gabro is now 8 seconds behind P4, you know, and he's over 9 seconds behind the race leader, so he's got a lot to catch, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, literally every driver pretty much has a pen here, or nearly every driver, we'll say.
Do you think POR might still win the title, though?
No.
I don't think they will. Even if they... Because at the moment, they'll be on for P8 and P9, so only 6 points scored there. And Obuth is probably on just to finish P6. Possibly, if he can beat Geekin and Lupin, he might finish P4. But that's it.
I don't believe they'll wrap it up this race.
No. As there's a spin, Bielkowski's round. Still, it's interesting to see because Len gets a 3-second time penalty. That's not going to help his day, and that actually falls him outside of a second, by the way. That falls him outside of the 10 seconds. So at the moment, he could be out of the chance to get in onto the podium at the current point. Because Gabro, by the way, has lost a bit of time from the last lap, actually. He lost about half a second down the pit straight and the second straight. So he's actually losing quite a bit of time.
I just mentioned that this is Lupin's last race ever for LR Esports. So he's going to be looking to get a good result to end his career with at LR.
Very much. He's doing good at the moment, but if he didn't have that penalty, that could have been a win. He could still be on for a podium, but Obuth really has to watch out now.
He loses a position to Lupin. He's on 5 laps older cards than Lupin.
Lupin's sliding around quite a bit, I must say, out of turn 2. He's going to lose that lead almost immediately. Yeah, he's really struggling on the... Compared to Obuth and Geekany, do you think he's used up his hards a bit too early?
Yeah, I reckon he has.
Do you think we're going to see a soft tire change? Do you think we're going to see these guys go to the softs at the end? Or do you... Especially for the harder...
There's a slide there from Geekin.
Down the inside. This isn't what they should be doing. They should be trying to build a gap, not let Gabro close in.
I think they forgot that they've got a 10-second time penalty.
Maybe they have. Maybe they're just trying to hope to get what they can. Oh, that's Bushy Bush. He's off. He's off. And that's another mistake from him. And that's actually no front wing for him either. He's going to allow his teammate Alex up inside of the top 10. But
that is Bushy Bush.
He's done.
Is that the guy who spun before?
Yeah, he's the guy who spun around on his own. Lost out the lead of the race, by the way, because of that. And that is now the day done for Bushy Bush, and I think the day done really for POR, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, not good result from either of the teams in the battle for the lead here. As he comes into the pits and he's going to fully retire. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's done. Disappointing. I mean, it's not been a good day for XPG, nor has it been a good day for POR exactly, would you say? You know, it hasn't been a good day for either of them.
No.
I mean, AERO haven't had the cleanest of days either. P9 and P14 or up to P13 in a moment. That's all it's going to be, you know. And yeah, Geekin's P2, but he's going to lose places. And Gabro might finish P2 or P3, but that's still, you know, that isn't enough, is it?
That just getting loads of 3 seconds.
He's going to drop behind Alex, by the way. So that's another position lost.
10 seconds worth of...
Yeah, this is the problem. Teams are really struggling here tonight. Compared to what we had in Tier 1 earlier this week, they're really struggling, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's surprising how much they are struggling. I think Geekin now knows he's got to get a shift on because he wants to get... P6, by the way, might have just gone from him at the moment. It might have just gone. So the battle is now for P4. P4 to P5 in this race, by the way. This is what the battle is for. So everything is still on. NM Earth is done with his race. That's a big loss for AERO because he was up in P8, wasn't he? Or P9. So
yeah, but he had like 9 seconds worth of
yeah,
time.
I think he was P9. So he's just lost. So AERO, sadly, losing another 2 points in their campaign. And that allows Alex to gain another point against them as well. So this is the thing. You've got to weigh it up, haven't you? You got to weigh it up a bit, haven't you?
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
you do.
especially in this moment, even scoring 1 point, even if Alex had gotten past him in the end, that still would have been an extra point in AERO's pocket. But
Only like
now,
9 laps to go.
yeah, it's 8 laps now. It's coming down very quickly, you know. But yeah, NM Earth, that's disappointing. You know, yeah, Bushy Bush lost out. He could have been on for some decent, you know, he could have been on for P8, by the way, at that point. He was on for P8, so he could have scored 4 more points. But overall, both AERO and POR taking hits, same as XPG. Our top 3 in the top 5 in the constructors, not 3 of our top 5 in the constructors, not really walking away with a lot today, are they? They're walking away maybe with quite a bit of disappointment, shaking their head a bit of tutting going on within the team, within each team, because, you know, they're not walking away with anything brilliant.
Bit of word exchanges between team managers, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I think overall, no team has walked away today with a good race.
No. Nobody's had a
no
good race.
But it looks like Bushy Bush might have a penalty to put against another driver, by the way. So we might be looking at maybe potentially Gabro. If that happens, Gabro's chances of a win might be off of the chance here.
Yeah. And the Murphy's left the session.
Yeah, he was done. He's DNF'd anyway. So I must say, it's crazy to see that we've already had 5 retirements tonight, you know, in 28 laps. Well, 27, 28 laps.
The DNF that as well, was there's loads of grass everywhere.
Yeah, it's not easy. This is one of the tracks where you can go, it's not easy, nor is it difficult to DNF, you know. But these DNFs have just been shocking. You know, we've had, I think, we've had, what, 3-4 drivers DNF. We've had 4 of them DNF on their own accord, and one of them actually have a crash. So it's been crazy, isn't it? It's been an absolute crazy one. But depending on who Bushy Bush says about, potentially, who crashed him out, he might report, we might be seeing maybe, if it was for somebody like Gabro, he might be losing out some places.
Yeah, I mean, that is what Gabro does not want.
Or if it was Len, that's not going to help him either.
It's not gonna help anybody, whoever gets the penalty.
Yeah, 6 laps remaining. The laps are coming down, soon to be 5. I must say, this race has gone incredibly quickly, but the battle is still a 4-way battle. But I must say, Tartarsaurus is struggling a bit, isn't he? He's struggled the last 2 laps. He's lost about a 1/10.5 each lap to Obulf.
Yeah. He's still gonna win.
He's still gonna win. Don't get me wrong. He's still gonna win. He's still gonna take a big 25 points. But for XPG overall in today, they're only 25 points they're gonna walk away with.
Yeah.
And it might be 4th in the constructors. It might get them 4th, but LR's closing in, and they're close behind them too.
Yeah, I mean, LR, not the best of days from them either. Of course, they had a driver, same as XPG, who couldn't take control of their car because they came late. But now, less than 6 laps to go, 5 laps to go. Seaton looping has a 3-second time penalty there. That's gonna make him.
That's gonna lose out. That's gonna lose him out to Geekin and Oboof at the end of the day. He's gonna drop behind both of them. That's a big mistake, because that could be 4, maybe 6 points he could lose for LR here right now because of that mistake, and that's somebody saying the pit lane was bugged. Might be bugged.
No, I think, but other people was pitting during the same time.
Yeah, so we'll have to see whether people might send in incident reports of them going below the speed limit. And I have heard of this, though, by the way. I have heard of this on this year's game. So it's not out of the question, I must say. It isn't out of the question. But we'll see. Yeah, Gabro, 3-second time penalty. That's going to lose him out the chance of a win, and it's going to drop him further back too, as well. What is going on? Everybody just struggling for either track limits or anything. But of course, the big thing would be if these 10-second time penalties were to get removed because of a bug. That'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's what these drivers will be hoping for. It's a bug, but I feel like it's not. Other people were pitting during the same time as them 10-second penalties were handed out, and nothing happened to some of those. So it's going to be interesting to see at the end of the race. 4 all fell. Oh, a bit of a slide there from Geekin. Could his hard start to be starting to wear off now?
Remember, he is on older hards as well than these
From
other
Lupin.
three.
Yeah.
Which is pretty interesting, isn't it? That Geekin has been able to keep up and definitely be sort of near on the pace setter here tonight.
Yeah.
But AERO's night, you've got to say, they've really fallen away from where they were at their peak. You know, they were on for a 1-2 earlier at the beginning of the race.
An unfortunate disconnect.
Yeah, disconnection and a damage front wing from Geekin just has completely ruined their day. But nobody's walked away from this race scot-free, have they? They've all walked away with their own issues and problems. As J7BP, by the way, goes P6 ahead of Len. But I don't think we can particularly say anybody can say that this was a successful night for any team at all.
No, nobody's had that. No team or drivers had that race where you can go up to them and say, "Well done, that was a very good race."
Yeah, it's all been quite scruffy. It's been quite difficult for drivers.
Peter Lupin now, he's losing his wear quite a lot.
Yeah, he's been doing that though for the last about 10 laps, hasn't he? Sort of on this entire stint on the hard tyres, he's really struggled with that rear. Where is Olbooth in all of this? Because I'm just seeing this man, he's just sitting so far behind. He's not even able to overtake with DRS to Lupin.
I don't think he wants to. I think he just.
I think he knows where he's going to finish. I think he knows.
Yeah.
I think he knows he's going to finish about P5.
Yeah.
He's going to finish P5, I think. I think Geekin might be on the podium here tonight, but that's the best we're going to see, I think. But Olbooth might find himself P4, so, you know, the title fight I don't think is still on. But I think the battling, but there's some battling, by the way, for P6 going on. That's between Len and J7BP. They're getting rather racy. Let's have a look at the penalties, actually. Who's got more penalties? Okay, yeah, J7BP. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, he's got a 10 seconds, hasn't he?
But Lupin, by the way, is going to lose out to Olbooth at the end of the day. And he's going to lose. He might actually lose out. He won't lose out. The worst that we're going to see, I think, because Len is 9.1 seconds behind Gabro, which is a real fall from grace, isn't it? He's really struggled.
Yeah, I mean, Gabro, who, Len or Gabro?
Len.
Yeah, Len. He didn't have the best of qualifying. Though,
He's on mediums.
Yeah, he's on 19 lap medium, so that could be why he's not gaining a lot. He's on older tyres than some of the hard runners. Oh, a bit of a slide there from Len. Oh, another one. Oh, that's getting a bit close now. What's going to happen here? He don't want to crash in the last 2 laps of the race. That would be very unfortunate for Len.
By the way,
Yeah.
Bushy Bush says he's found the problem. The line is too late.
How?
So people are braking too late because he's saying the line is too late. Which actually happened, by the way, on F1 2021. That happened off the launch. 2021, I remember.
Who let F1 make games? Who let Codemasters?
Or
make a
EA,
game?
or anyone.
Yeah.
As we're going to the final lap, by the way, crossing line to start the final lap, Olbooth is attacking now. He's gone smart, hasn't he? He's left it till late. He knows he's going to get Lupin anyway, but Olbooth with a 3-second time penalty. That's a massive mistake. The battle is now on. Did he go too early? Let's see. Heading towards turn 4. He's got it, though. Is he going to go for it on Geekin? No, he's not. All his hopes are just going to be holding on to P2 here because he will finish in front of Lupin the same anyway as he was going to earlier on.
Yeah, Lupin's going to have to battle this position harder than before. I feel like Lupin didn't battle it too hard because he knew that he would have dropped behind. But now Obel's got a penalty. He could be regretting.
But he's struggling. But you see, Lupin's struggling a bit, isn't he, to keep up? He's all over the back, but he's not able to He's not finding that way because you can see Olbooth is focusing on exits, and it's working out for him right now.
Yeah, going into the final corner where he can really make a move. Well, that's
No, it's a mistake. It's a mistake from Lupin. He slid out of the final corner. But we got to look. It will be Geekin. It has now retires now, but it's going to be Geekin who crosses the line in first. We're going to have to figure out who's going to win. But we know it's going to be Tartar Sauce. At the end of the day, Lupin gets another 10-second time penalty. Tartar Sauce wins in Brazil in FRLT 4s. A dominant victory. Gabro finishes second. Geekin finishes third in the end. Obuth will finish fourth with J7BP in sixth. He ultimately goes down to seventh now as he gets another 10-second time penalty. Holy Jesus.
And I just mentioned 5 drivers got 10 seconds for unserved. That must be a glitch.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. We'll have to figure out after the race, won't we? We'll have to figure it out.
That is crazy, that.
Holy, this game, holy. But ultimately, XPG victory, they had to wait a little bit longer than they hoped, but they've gotten that victory finally after quite a while of waiting.
Yeah, I mean, it has been a good race. It's going to be interesting to see into the final round. Nobody's took the lead, really, in the championship. Nobody's done that, so they've won.
Sorry, what? I just woke up for a second.
Yeah.
Tartar Sauce wins for XPG. Great finish. But let's go through the order, shall we? Gabro finished the second. Strong day. He stayed in second. He's qualified on the front row of the grid. So some good points for AERO. Second and third, by the way. So still a double podium. Obu finishes fourth, followed by Lupin. Followed by then Len, who had a very strong day. Half finishes seventh with J7BP in eighth. Alex in ninth. And Johnny in 10th. Ultimately, here's the rest of the order. It's Bielkowski and then Nout. Then our retirements have been NM Earth, Bushy Bush, Saliba, Born Boy, and GG. Whoa, what a race that was. What a race that was. No words for it, really. Some crazy racing, some good racing. Still, at the end of the day, we had some good racing. Ultimately, it is... I'm going to ask you, who is your driver of the day? I've got to know.
My driver of the day, it's only going to be one man himself. It's got to be the man of... Ooh, Geekin.
Okay, surprising. I will say surprising there because for me it's Tartar Sauce.
Tartar Sauce. I was going to say that, but if it wasn't for the penalties, he got a bit lucky.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
He got lucky, but it's still better than nothing.
Yeah, true. Right. It's the time where we've got to say our goodbyes.
Yes, it is. Ultimately, you are right. But before we go, let me just show you the calendar because I forgot to do that earlier. Ultimately, we've done so many races. We've done 9 now. We've done Bahrain, Qatar, Netherlands, China, Monza, Spain, Saudi Arabia, Great Britain, and Brazil today. Next Sunday will be the finale on the 15th of the 9th for Austria. Yes, we go to Austria for next race, and that will be the finale. Also, make sure to come and join us on Wednesday. We won't be having a tier 1 race as it is a break week, but we will be having tier 2 race, the finale of tier 2, same as the finale of 4s for next week. Ultimately, I hope you guys have had an absolute great day. Everybody has enjoyed it. Please think about subscribing and leaving a like. Let's try and reach whatever goal we have for the future. Also, make sure to click on the notification bell to know about all the content we do. Shorts, videos, streams, everything. I will know if you don't. Also, thank you to all the drivers and managers to make this possible. Without them, we generally wouldn't. We've recently released the Season 3 calendar in the Discord server. We'll be tweeting about that at some point, if I remember. Ultimately, also thank you, TJ, for joining me here tonight. Ultimately, just thank you to everybody who makes this possible. Ultimately, that is all. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Goodbye.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning into today's stream, and goodbye.